So let's start everything up. And today I will focus on finishing the submod of the ship Invasion, the vanilla custom naval battle mods, which enable, well, as the name says, custom battles for the ships on normal Total War. So the first thing we need to do is starting 3ds Max. And the thing we need to do today is finishing up the Eastern cultures. We finished up every other ship, and today we'll look at the Eastern cultures. So the first thing we do is check the text file and check the ships and which factions they can have. So the bareems are for all factions, as you can see here, and the Egyptians I already finished them. And now I will focus on the eastern ones because every other bareems is now completed. So as you can see here, I created new sections of the bareem for the Roman, Carthaginian, the Greek, and the Egyptians, and now I will create a new entry for the eastern factions. So let's copy the Egyptian one. Change this in Eastern. So everything is the same, like the stats, because the strat map always have the same stats as well. But we need to change the units on the ships, as well as the texture of the ship itself. So the first thing we need to do is to have a look in 3ds Max, open the bareem, which is the model, adapt the files unit scale, that's good. So this is the bareem used by every faction. And now we will texture this ship using Photoshop. So first I go to the models unit textures folder. It's over here. I use the slave one or the Roman Julii one because they have a red color inside. So let's use the July one for now, which is over here. Make a copy of it. Change the name to, well, let's first create Parthia. So Parthia, bareem, remove the copy. And open that in Photoshop. And we already will select the right texture. So we open the materials, the use ones, and change the texture to the bareem Parthia, which is the first faction we will do. So I've trial Photoshop, which is okay. I will use it on this screen now. So the first thing we want to look for is the color of Parthia, because Parthia is like purple and black. And to check that, we open a new searcher of the files and go to, I have a lot of Rome entries. Let me check. Games. This one. This is the Rome Total War version with all files unpacked. It's also nice to have a version of it using the unpacker. So we now search only for part units. Use it, change the view. So let's go now to one file which is this one over here. So we can see this is the primary color of Partia. We will select that one. You can also find it in a file, but for now we will just use another texture. And then we select the hull of the ship, including this side, and using this selection tool you can easily manipulate which section you want to colorize, which we'll do in a moment. Decrease the size of the brush point. Okay. This is red as well. We need to take that as well. Okay. And this is a red side as well. And we will change that into purple. You could also use the square selection tool and then hold shift and drag a square. Then the selection will increase with the square. So the top part I selected first will still be selected like this. And let's select this one as well. Then use this selection again and remove those metal pikes at the sides. Because if you color that as well, you may run into a problem by having the metal pointy thing texture be purple as well. We don't want that. Okay. Now we can select this red one as well. And you may notice that I already changed the file name into Partia, so I can just save it when I'm ready. So we now selected all red areas over here, with the exception of this one. Also notice that if you colorize a section or a selection, white is always be the same color. Only colors are changing into the color you want. So I now have this selected purple option. You click over the button over here and use a solid color. And then it will use the primary color of your which you selected. Now click over here and change it to color. As you can see, we now have a purple ship instead of red. But you might also think, hey, that looks like the Senate's one, which is of course right. The Partia uses the same color as the Senate, but a little bit brighter. Or you can say the Senate uses a softer color, but that's good. But as you can see, I forgot to remove the eye from the selection, and we don't want that. So use Ctrl C and delete the eye from the selection. Okay, do the same again. Then go to layer and flatten the image. You can now focus on the eye only. But the eye is good in my opinion, so I will just change the red one over here and make it a little bit more. You change the saturation, more like grayish. So save the file using the Photoshop plugin. And if you change the file, you can now see in 3ds Max the ship got auto-updated, which is very nice. So we now have a purple ship instead of red. But is this the purple of Partia? In my opinion, it is. But we can also change the sails over here. So that's another part. So this is the sail texture. And I changed my mind on having the same sails on every ship, on every texture. In my opinion, it's nice to have like a logo of the faction inside the sail. So we can do that easily by going to the same textures you search for. Go to the models folder, the textures folder, and you can now see all faction banners. And we now use Partia. You open it in Photoshop and keep it opened. You can remove the opened elephant for now. And the first thing we want to do is changing the sails color, because Partia is all purple. So we want the sails to have this purple color. So you could use just one selection of this. If you use color, this is not a nice color for the sails. It's too bright. So you can just search for a nice option, which is quite dark. Like this one should be, well, fine for Partia. But we will search for another one. A lighten maybe. This might be too bright, but I will do it for now, because you can now reselect it, the square, and colorize it again with the same color. So it should now be much darker. So save it, have a look in it for it in 3ds Max again. Okay, that's nice. That's a nice ship. Now we will create or select the crown, the black crown of Partia, the logo, or the emblem. Select the areas. And copy and paste it. Increase the size a bit. And set it in the middle. But now if you look at this is just an enlargement of the previous file. So we might to change it like it's at the sail. So we can use overlay or darken or multiply. So I mostly go for multiply because it's then use the same back and forth, and you can just change the opacity. I go for 80. So you can see now still see the lines of the sails, which is more realistic in my opinion. So I just go flatten image, save it again, and have a look in it for it in 3ds Max. Hi Kirukato. So now we have the party and ship ready. We change the texture, and to test it we need to go for the Eastern faction so they can use it as well. And we now go to the Deskar model battle file. So it's for the Barim. So you can now see the Barim has a skeleton, the FS battleship, which is a copy of the animation section of 1942. And it's just a ship animation. So we now copy just a line and change the Seleucid to Partia. And we save this as Partia as well. So now if we load the ship in battle, we should have a Parthian ship. So let's check it out. And for now we haven't changed the soldier yet, so we see an Egyptian Barim Javelin on deck. I did change, remove the Swomley. What is this? Interesting. Let's use the launcher. So we should have Egyptian Javelin men on board of the Parthian ships, but that's good for now. And my favorite ships, favorite Texas Bareems and Triremes, etc., are the Macedonians overloaded as my enemy. So we first select the sea, Greek Goths, and we don't go to Parthians and Macedonians. As you can see, we now have a Barreem section over here. It's used the same unit card as the Strat Barreem, which is good for me. And we will probably lose this. In my previous stream, I forgot to enable the desktop audio, which is quite nice. You should now hear the sounds of the game. So this is the Bareem ship. It's quite purple indeed. And one thing I notice now is that it's too bright. You can see the banner over here. Yeah, it could be a little bit softer in my opinion. You can change that as well, but first let's have a look at the Macedonians. I like those textures. It's quite realistic in my opinion. So we might to make it softer a bit. So we select all the purple sections as well. Again, I can use the square selection tool. I can now select this whole area. It won't impact this too much. We select the wall sail. It's too much bright as well. So you can use Photoshop, as I like Photoshop over GIMP because yeah, I have more things I can do in Photoshop than using the free version of GIMP. And I use just the Photoshop trial, so it's just free for me as well. So we select all purple sections over here, not the eye. So we selected everything now, and we now change the saturation a bit back. As you can see, it will be more like grayish if I turn the saturation lower. Or I can just change the lightness a little bit darker. I can change the lightness to -6 and change the saturation as well a bit. 20. This should be better. So for now we leave the ship section of Parthia. We now focus on the units, the soldiers on board. So we have the Egyptian Bareem Javelin over here now. And we will look for the Dexter Model Battles section. And we search for Eastern Javelinmen or skirmishers or whatever. Not the general. The Easterns do have javelins, right? So where is it? Oh, Javelinier. Yeah, that's quite okay. Interesting. So we copy this section and go all to the bottom. To the bottom. Add a new entry and call it Eastern Barim Javelinmen. And change the skeleton as well. So now it has new animations. We copy this line over here. Change it here to Eastern Barim Javelinmen. And now we can see that the file has only for Armenia and Pontus section. So we might need to change that because all Eastern factions need to have the same units with the same textures. So we go now to, we search for the unit Persian Javelin Armenia in the brick selection over here. We go for packs, data, models unit textures, Persian. Persian Javelin. Oh, we have for Pontus, Armenia, and what's this one? This is not the faction. Pontus and Armenia. Okay. So we add a new line for Parthia. And is there another Eastern faction? Am I retard now? Armenia, Pontus, Parthia. Quite weird. Only 3? Yeah, slave. Interesting. I have to check that. Parthia, Pontus, Armenia. Yeah, that's 3. I'm quite full. Okay, so we have 3 units. So the first thing, Javelin. Those 2 are already in the vanilla section of the files. But I need to create one for Pontus as well. So we just copy the Armenian over here, go to the folder of us, paste it over here and change it to unit Persian Javelin Parthia. And we open it. And we now need to change those textures for Parthia. So we search for Parthian units and we use those skins. We can use so the only difference over here is the, as you can see, the shields which is round. So we copy this section, which is exactly the same with the exception of this shield, as you can see. So we delete the pasted section over here. Well, we now search for a round shield instead of a interesting. There's no purple one with the round shield. Yeah, I will try to implement those these naval battles into campaign mode. It will be very hard, but I ask a really good scripter if he knows any solutions. And yeah, the one thing I want actually is to contact Creative Assembly to let me use the source code and create a new executable which enables naval battles. But they won't give me the source code. I asked for it, but no one responded, which is quite sad indeed, because that's the easiest way. So instead of the auto-resolve function, I will just create a battle. But that's not how it works right now. So instead of using another shield, I will select those areas which are like bluish from Armenia now. The bamboo shields. And we now change it back to purple and colorize it. Nope, Creative Assembly won't do that. And I know why, because they are still earning money from the game, but well, it's only one mod. Like, they can just release a version now with extended things, but they won't. Okay, we now have a Javelin for Persia, for Parthia, I mean. Change this line. And add the mod. So let's try out again. Where's the executable? Yeah, and the fun thing, I think the source code of the Rogue.war engine is not that hard either. And I'm a real programmer in real life, so it should not be that hard. Oh, we can just load the previous custom battle. I just don't understand why Creative Assembly didn't create naval battles. It's not that hard, because I can do it. They can do it as well. So you can now see that I created those new units. And the ships are now a lot more much like lighter. So let's fight the battle. The good thing about this is that the eastern factions only have 3 factions, so and I think they can train more than the Twari. That's one thing they lack as well, because it's nonsense that all factions, with the exception of the Barbarian, use Bareems and Twareems at this time. You can hear that this ship doesn't have the rowing sound now. So the Bareems have like Javelin Men, throwing spear. Twareems is like a longer version of the ship, but with archers on board, which have a longer range. And then you have the Quinqueremes, which has elite units. I had to change those units as well. There's now much like javelins. So I removed the long pike. Oh, they died.
General was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
Increase the audio a bit. So there's one thing still not working. Because now the elephants, because the ships are elephants, are like facing each other now. And the missile units can't hit the one which is the elephant is attacking. As you can see, those ones can throw javelins now. I'm not sure how to fix that. We have to deal with... yeah, you can fix it by easily move the ship over here. And there's one improvement now over the Total War 1942. The ships can't now like go inside each other. I increased the width and the height of the ship. Now throw the javelins, please.
Units charge!
Your soldiers have brought you a...
So there needs to be some changes in the stats because Quinquereem should easily be able to defeat 2 Bareems, like it can with auto resolve. So we need to tune that a bit. But first, we need to create a texture, not of the unit, but a new ship texture for Pontus and Armenia. So we open the Julii again, make a copy of it, Bareem, Pontus. So this is the Pontus version. We select the hull again. And not the eye, please. Yeah, I thought about modding Medieval 2, but I don't own that game. So, yeah, I know it's not that expensive, but because I'm now focusing on row modding, I don't know anything about Medieval 2. I know some things, most files are the same, but all models are not in the same formats, so that might be a little bit harsh. But I will first focus on the mods now, and when I'm done with Total War 1942, like for example, and Star Wars, and this submod, I can focus maybe on getting them on Medieval 2, which is actually better in my opinion. Because the models might have larger textures, so I can increase the size of the files. Now I have to reduce the quality of the models each time, because otherwise the Rome engine can't handle it. Okay, so we search for Pontus. Pontus is blue, red. First we open the Pontus file. Have you tried creating a mod for Medieval 2? Aha. And you managed to make it work on Medieval 2? I know most files are the same like Rome, but a little bit harder. Okay, we now have the hull and flatten the image. And this eye will have this color. Overlay. Let's have a look. Okay, this looks like a bit bluish, the Pontus style. And now I will change those yellow sides to the secondary color. About the Star Wars project, I'm now focusing on this submod first, and then I will continue on Total War 1942 because that is the released version. Most of the viewers and users of the mods can't even download Star Wars Total War now in the current states, and some other dude is focusing on the map of Star Wars because that's too much more work for me to handle. Yeah, I can do it. I made a start of it, but I'm more the like modeling guy. And of course, Star Wars campaign map is just a flat map. And okay, someone contacted you. Was it Mr. Negron for the Star Wars project? And this yellow pillar as well. And we changed it to the secondary Pontus color. Overlay, I guess, or color. Let's check this. Well, I used, I can show you now. First, I can show you some models, but I will first finish the ship. Star Wars, I have a lot of troops ready, but a lot of factions. Yeah, there are actually two main factions, of course, the Galactic Empire and the Rebels. But they lack some units. And I can't really help that. Okay. And how do the models look of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2? Are they like really good or some bad quality actually? Because I now have some models which are very high quality models and not that much polish. The problem is when I have too much polish on a model, I cannot export them in CAS format. Data, models, textures, Pontus. But you have no idea if the poly count is high or low. You might have noticed in my Total War 1942 mod that some models are having gaps inside them or some like weird things. Because I have to reduce the poly count, there's a maximum amount of polys the game engine can handle. And I'm not sure if it's the same for Medieval. Okay. Overlay, no. Multiply. I then lose the red color, that's not good. I'll just use normal and 80% opacity. No, 90. Okay, have a look at the model now. PlayStation 2 models. Okay. So I can show you the models. Some are quite weirdish and not importable. Star Wars mod. Yeah, so this are all models, and you can see the size of it. They are not that much. But when I go to this map and like Grand Moff Tarkin, those models are quite decent, as you can see. But the problem is they don't have any bones and they don't have a good standing pose for the start. So I have to skin them in Rome Total War engine. But if you look now to the size of the poly counts, you can see this is a good amount of points and faces. So I can now like texture this model, make an animation, and everything should be right if I export this to 3ds Max. But some models are very high, with the very high poly counts. Okay. It's from Freedom Force game mod. I'm not sure. I got the models from Mr. Nigren from GitHub account. So as you can see, I only have Galactic Empire models and Rebel Alliance, but not all units are there. Because most thing like more like single units, but not like a sniper unit or a standard trooper. So I have a lot of units which I can actually get. Okay. So which one you want to see? You mean in battle? I can start Star Wars now if you want. R2D2. Yeah, so like R2D2, it's hard to actually have that in game because it should be a commander of some such, but it's quite useless then. So we have Admiral Akbar over here. I'm not sure what this is. Some units. too much work to get. Oh, unhide all. So we have Chewbacca in different versions, but I don't have actual regular troops. I have like one rebel trooper over here. I use this one. What's this? Oh, it has texture, but it's like transparent. So I exported this model, which is this model when Darth Vader enters Starship, and the standard Rebel Trooper. I have a Rebel Pilot, a Rebel Marksman, which is the one I already exported in the game. But yeah, that's actually it. That there are more like imported characters in the game, but not that much regular troops, and that's the same for the Galactic Empire. Like more like commanders, and I have some droids, but for the droid wars I don't have any droids that I can use. So I need like more factions. So if you can provide many models, that would be very nice. I can then create more armies. So that would be very helpful indeed. So you can send a link into Discord to the files. Okay, let's check the Pontic ship I just created. So a lot of models are quite hard to get, and much models are actually paid models. And I know that from Total War 1942 as well. So Pontus versus Carthage. So as you can see now, I forgot to add the entry into the Deska Model Battles section. That's quite silly. Barim. Parthia. Pontus and Armenia. Okay, once again. Yeah, we all make mistakes. No, that's not one. The Julii. Pop up here. Barim, Armenia. So let's have a check again. I removed the shortcut somehow, so that's why I'm searching for it in the stats bar. Okay, should be okay now. Aha, well at least those are Pontic ships. So you can see the blue-red textures. And there's one problem you can see as well. You can see the sprites here being activated. When I'm close, they are on the deck, but when I move away, they are in the sky. And you know why that is? Because in the model section, we need to go to the skirmishes and remove any sprites. The game doesn't need sprites, and well, we all have good PCs now, so it shouldn't be that hard. At least they stay on the deck now. I will now focus on Armenia first. Let's first create a texture. Armenia. Okay, let's search for Armenia. We see the colors over here. So the main color is green and the second color is blue. Okay, select all the things again. Well, you can try for some units. This Medieval 2 is still using sprites the way Rome is using the sprites because they look very ugly. Oh. Okay. So this kind of work, what I'm doing now, is the part most modders don't like, doing things over and over and over again. And I have to say I don't like it either, but if you are fast enough, okay, yeah. So yeah, Medieval do have sprites then. Quite interesting. Medieval is a newer game, but yeah, should be nice green. The yellow parts again. Oh, not the hull. This one as well. You won't see an Armenian Navy that soon, but we need to fix everything indeed. I'm now doing the things that Creative Assembly were too lazy to implement. I always hated the auto-resolve function in Rome. Are there naval battles in Medieval too, but though? I think the color is the best. Okay. And just the eye again. So this Armenian vessel will have a bluish eye. Colorize it. Yes. Good. Flatten the image again. So once again, Creative Assembly lacked it to enable naval battles. Quite interesting. But they did in Rome 2, and I really liked Rome 2 naval battles. Really love it. All that ramming stuff and boarding stuff. It looks really nice in Rome too. Yeah, but I believe Empire uses another engine than Medieval 2 and Rome. If I'm not wrong, of course. Have you played Rome 2? You got stuck on Rome 2? Why? Uh-huh. Well, I can show you a battle of Rome 2 in a second. I really like Rome 2, and I'm just trying to like implement the naval warfare of Rome 2 into Rome 1, but that's not possible. But I should add at least melee, like ramming option for the ships. But well, of course, in Rome, it's just an elephant ramming each other. So yeah, it's not that easy to implement that stuff. Okay, so now I have Bahrain with the right units for all Eastern factions. And we now go to the trireme, but it uses the same model of as for the ship indeed, so that's not that hard to create. Trireme Eastern. They all have the same stats. The trireme, okay. Eastern trireme archer. So we go to this section over here and change it to Eastern. We now search for Eastern archer. Can't find, of course. We have elephant archers for Parthia. We have archers for Pontus. Aha. Are they just archers? Persian elite archer. I can just use that one. So we use the texture. And we remove the sprites. Okay, that should be good. We now have the models of the units on deck. We now search for the Bahrain. We copy the Armenia, Pontus and Parthia section and paste it below the Egypt. So we now have trireme as well. Okay. And now we can check, I believe. Yeah, should be. Okay, we can check it again, I believe. Or I'm just forgetting something else again. We will see. So we now will test the battle between all Parthia Eastern factions. Oh, I agree with you about that, but well, Rome is of course a very old game, but I'm missing Pontus. Yes.
Come on, stinking animals.
Well, that wasn't too hard.
Units. Units charge. Aye, aye. Units forward.
Oh, the Pontic ships are not that bad at all. Armenians are good either.
Units march.
Well, they die very soon.
March. Forward.
So this should be a ram attack. But of course, nope.
We're being attacked.
Okay, well that's quite good indeed. So one thing we need to check now. Quinquiremes. So in the ADU file, it said that the Quinquiremes are owned by the Eastern as well. So I'll just create them. So the easiest part is to just check it with Armenia, Pontus and Parthia. Paste it in the Quinquireme section. Copy the Egyptian version. Change it again. Use the same stats. Eastern Quinquireme infantry. So the problem is, that's quite a thing to show you as well, that there is no elite skirmishers for the Persians, I believe. So we have to create that. What am I doing now? Oh. Yes. Eastern Quinquireme infantry. So let us have a look in the files again. And I need to know from you what East unit shall I use for the ships to throw spears. So I used elite hoplites for the Greek ones, I used Principes for the Romans, and for the barbarian I used some other units. Oh, they don't have Quinquiremes, never mind. So I use Eastern. So we can use not the general, but we can use like the Eastern bronze shields, the like elite guards of Pontus. Is that a good nice one? Or we can use the Cappadocian cavalry from Armenia, or the cataphract. That's a nice one. Yes, it's a nice one. No search results. Okay. Units. Persian. east. Oh, a lot more now. Heavy cataphracts for Parthia, Pontus and Seleucid. So we have an archer version. Ah, this is very nice. We only need to create one for Pontus. So let's open the units. No, not in the 1942 folder. Units, east, cataphracts. We need to have the highest body count for 400. They do have a shield. I never saw this one in action actually. Which one is this? What? Quite interesting. I've never seen this one in the battle. Okay, that's how Rome works. Which file is this? Unit East Heavy Cataphracts. Is the shield transparent? Let me check. Opacity, copy, alpha. And this will be none. Interesting. It has a shield. But we don't need a pike or like a long spear. We need the pilum version. So the first thing we do is make it shorter. And there again, make it shorter. This is more like a pilum. Then we need to rotate it because the animation says, what is this sword? Okay, quite interesting. And the pilum needs a little bit this way. So when I probably load the unit East Heavy Cataphract Armenia, that's nice. That's very nice. Okay. So we export this as vanilla. Where is it? Oh, here. Unit East Heavy Cataphract Peltest version. So we use the textures and we change the model to this model. So we don't want it for Seleucids. We want it for Pontus. So we need to create one for Pontus. Pontus. Party and Armenia are good. So there is one for Pontus. What is this? Okay. Thank you, Andreas. I hope you enjoyed the mod. Unit East, Heavy, Cataphract, Pontus. Cataphract. Okay, it's over here. Okay. Well, you might need to wait when I release the German settlements. I only need to edit Berlin now and change the Italian / French settlements. And after that I will release its current states. And if you guys like all those settlements, I will continue on the Chinese, Japanese, all that such settlements. The remaining ones. And of course the mods needs to be balanced a bit at some points. And it's not stable every time, so I think it has to do with the processor, but with the CPU it can be wrong, of course. So we will check those units. I'm sure I forgot anything now, because it's me. I forget a lot of things. Let's have a look. Pontus, Armenia, and Parthia. So you could use the bronze shield as well, but I'm sure this will look very great indeed.
Let us
Those are looking nice.
units.
The nice pilum is good enough.
Units.
Well, we could change the sails of the Quinquereme. Because in this unit card it's with white stripes everywhere, but we'll have a look. Let's first test if the units are throwing the spears like they should do.
Will be in attack.
Oh, they're doing fine.
Charge!
Which ship will win? I think the Parthian will win. They're throwing up very high. My Trireme died. Good. So now they are bugged. They're hugging each other and not throwing anything. So move away.
Charge!
Nice bugged, as you can see. Yeah,
General has sacrificed
like I said,
himself. But will
Party
this
will
bring victory?
always wins.
Or cause your men to turn and run?
March! March!
God smile upon you today. The enemy general has been killed and his men lose heart.
That's quite nice indeed. There's no victory or defeat. Just all died. Why is the battle still going on? Interesting. I haven't seen that before. Okay. That's this. So let me check if I can show you a Rome 2 sea battle. Which is quite different indeed. Of course, some mods. We all have used mods. So I'm not sure if you can see it. I will share the screen then. Just to show you how I actually want the naval battles to be in this full glory. Oh, you can actually see it. Rome 2 is actually very hard, with hard campaigns. I like it. I love the campaigns of Rome 2. I just had to watch how it works, everything again. Okay, let's have a look. Best battle. Yeah, Skyrim is nice indeed. Let's attack. Yeah, Carthage, of course. Let's see, naval battle. So we have a general. We will use Tower Exareme Terrarii. Onagers are very nice indeed. Police ships are very nice for boarding. And we have missile ships. And naval battles are very nice indeed when you have like rain and thunder everywhere. Rome 2 is not on my SSD, it's on my hard disk, so that's why it's maybe slower loading it.
Assault ships reporting.
So that's how I want it to be.
Artillery ships reporting.
The artillery ships, I will place them always in the back. Nice terrarii.
Assault ships ready for orders.
It may be beneath my dignity to say this, but God's above.
And in Rome 2 you can see the range actually, which is very nice.
The idiots and send them to die at our hands.
So let's ram.
Set arms! Attack! Ships fighting!
Our general is under attack.
Support ships at your command.
Now they are boarding.
Assault ships ready to attack. Romans ready for duty.
One of our ships is on fire.
The damage is 45% now.
At your command. Support ships. Loose!
One of our ships is on fire.
Brave Romans to a man. Give way! To the oars! Ready, willing, and able. Willing and able.
One of our ships is being boarded.
Oh, Rome 2 is very nice.
An entire unit has perished.
At your command.
One of our ships is on fire.
Assault ships ready to attack.
Moving out!
By your command.
An entire unit has perished.
Our missiles await your orders.
So they're all on fire now. Okay, let's attack the general.
Sons of Mars.
An entire unit has perished. Our general has fallen.
Our general has fallen.
Ready for
Let's
orders.
ram him.
Support ships ready and waiting. Give way!
An entire unit has perished.
Support ships ready. To the oars!
And you duck it.
To the
That's
oars!
my
Victory for Rome! Give way!
my kind of hack.
Rome is mother to us all!
Returning and then full speed
An entire
attack.
unit has perished.
Support ships ready and waiting!
And return again.
Set oars! Give way!
And then forward again. Full
Victory
speed.
for Rome! Rome is mother to us all!
And ramp.
Mars aid us!
And they are down.
An entire unit has perished.
Our missiles await your orders!
At your command, support ships! Hard on the oars! Attack! For Rome! Artillery!
The enemy general is dead.
Set them up!
Oh, that's quite hard.
Support ships ready! Move out!
It's quite a very big mess indeed.
Moving out!
The battle is turning in our favor.
So we'll use our onagers now to finish the ship.
An entire unit has perished.
Oh, they're robbing my ship now.
Romans ready for duty! Target the enemy ships!
And that's only a sea battle. Let me show a very quick land battle as well. Let's use legionnaires now. Some cohorts. And some missiles. I want to survive that. Spear infantry is very strong indeed.
Legionary cohort!
I really like the different setup of the units as well.
Melee infantry ready.
Using old Rome tactics.
General!
Brave Romans to a man.
Oh, I like
We are come once more to battle.
the enemy is not spotted yet. That's how Rome works.
Your names live in fame for Legionaries! Advance at speed! In the name of Rome! Double time! Ready! Roma in victor! General!
Quickly now.
The movement speed.
So where's the enemy? You can see some wild animals as well.
Who's for it?
So let's use our cavalry to scout. Thank you for watching, Kirukato. It's nice to have you with your support. Oh, here's the enemy.
Ready and waiting.
Break off! You have orders, sir.
Riders, advance!
The men are wavering. Our general is under attack.
I will post a reaction soon, the Discord link.
battle is turning in our favor.
Fire on the enemy! Legionaries! Advance! General! Melee infantry at your command! Withdraw!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Velites!
Oh, that was a nice victory indeed. So let's give it the wrap up. I showed you, well, a little bit of Rome 2. And of course the finish of the naval battle units for the eastern ones, for the vanilla battle. Well, thank you all for watching. I will post the Discord link in any description. And yeah, well, I will see you there then. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch. Thank you all for watching.